So what I was saying is that got some pretty good little rapid fire questions. You know, I didn't want to take a bunch of time on them, but I just want to at least address some of the questions that came on the Facebooky Live.
Sure.
I've got a stack of questions that have been coming in on Facebook and Twitter, and those two primarily is where the big questions come into. And I got a stack of those that we'll get around to in a Q&A at some point. And also a lot of questions that get asked right now, heard them before. So if you have a question, if you haven't listened to the podcast at this point, you might want to just go back and listen to the other podcast, because the question that you have about how many hours I sleep at night and what time I go to bed and, you know, those kind of things, they're in the podcast, and I'm not going to talk about them too much anymore.
You could have like a, you ever watch Jeopardy?
There would have been something cool about stopping the podcast at number 25 and said, that's it. That's all you get. And just because we addressed a bunch of stuff and then just let it marinate for a while.
Like that would be season 1. You know how they do that in
that
shows?
Would have been a good idea. Yeah, we should have done that. We should have done season 1 and then paused and let people really have marinated that first season. And then season 2 comes. And boom. See, I like that.
No, you wouldn't never let that happen. That's what I think.
Well, it depends, because strategically, it's a good idea. It's a strategically good idea.
Yeah,
I think it is, because also you're going to let that stuff marinate, and then you're going to get good feedback on a bulk of work that people can then say, "Hey, this was a good area of topics that you discussed. Please readdress." And hit the following concerns.
Right.
And so we could attack those concerns in such a manner.
Yeah. I guess that's one way. Here, I think this is, I'm speaking selfishly here, but I think this is a big deal where even if you repeat yourself, even if you answer the same question, literally the same question over and over again, it's like, you know when you go to school or college or whatever, and you get a review every week?
Yeah, I think
that.
Yeah, it is. And jiu-jitsu is the best example for me. Is
jiu-jitsu.
My gosh, I never absorb a move in the first try.
Yeah.
You got to teach it to me 12 different times. Yeah. I learn 1/12 of it each time.
Yeah.
And then 12 times later, I know the whole move.
Perfect analogy. Yeah. If you Jocko's telling Echo, hey, don't complain. Like, don't complain, problem solve. Who cares about how you feel? Care about the objective kind of thing. Yeah. If you told me that one time, even 2 times, I'd be like, cool, that sounds dope. Man, I need to do that. Yeah. And then next month, 6 months later, do you think that's sticking with me? Maybe it resonated with me, maybe not. But no.
Got to build on it.
Yeah. If you're saying it every week to the point where it's like, I don't even hear your words, I just know it as the concept is just in there. That's when I hear people complaining, that's a big red flag violation. Just sticks out like a sore thumb. Or if I see someone blaming someone, that's the reason it sticks out, because
so back to this idea of having different seasons. If it was season 1, people would the recommendation was to go back and listen to them all again, so you'd get reiterated on the exact points.
Yeah, that's good in theory, but it doesn't work like that.
Okay,
you know? I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe
what
we
do
go
I
to 100, and then we do. That's season 1. Season 1 is 2 straight years of podcasts.
Yeah, that could work, because you know how. Because the concept's even in a season 2.
And then we take 1 week off, and then we start season 2.
1 whole week. Dang. I don't know. Anyway, I like the way you've been doing it, to be honest. That's my input. One guy. That's my input.
Well, you do have 50% of the vote here.
There you go.
Apparently.
Boom. All right. Well, let's get to these questions.
Yeah. Like I said, these are quick questions.
Yeah. These are like, I like them, though.